Welcome to London, where we begin week 3 with Edgar Allan Poe's Ravens and the Jaguars from the Vale of Jack. We begin with Lord Marcus Brunel, Duke of the U of Dub, throwing a Reginald Barlow zone of touch. Trent Dilfer, Lord of the Fresno State Bulldogs, he definitely came to play as he completes a deep pass to his receiver, Travis Taylor, for the first down of touch, not scored by a man named Lewis. Stewart III takes the handoff and gets knocked off of his Jolly Roger, and Chris McAllister makes the recovery in Jaguar territory. Prince Matthew Stover would knock in a field goal, and like a patient in the crazy house, James Stewart III would put butter on his hands. This will lead to yet another Prince Stover field goal, and Lord Marcus would throw deep to the former airman from the Nittany Lion School. And Mike Hollis, the kicker for the Jaguars, would knock in a field goal. But the Jaguars would not get the ball back, and the Ravens would win the first ye old London game 13-10. We now go to the domestic games. The 09 Saints at the 2015 Panthers. Drew Brees heads to the right side to Robert Meacham, getting it into the red zone. The drive would stall. John CARNEY knocks in the field goal to make it 3-0. Cam Newton, he uses the legs on the quarterback sweep over the left side, whoop, as he evades pressure and he breaks a few tackles. However, a few plays later, Cam Newton throws it down the field, intercepted by Darren Schaub, the hardest hitting safety in the league. And the drive ends up with a P.L. Thomas rushing touchdown, his first of the game, making it 10-0. Drew Brees, he evades pressure, throwing it deep to P.L. Thomas, making it down the seam into Panthers territory. However, a few plays later, Drew Brees is sacked by K'Wan Shorten. A bad scene as Drew Brees is carted off the field. He would be replaced by Mark Brunell. That drive would lead to a missed field goal by John CARNEY. Cam Newton would roll out of the pocket, throw it downfield to Ted Ginn. It's a catch. This field goal would be attempted and it would be missed. No good by Graham Gano. Later on, Cam Newton throws a deep pass. The rocket catch by Jonathan Stewart, and this Graham Gano field goal would be good. The Carolina Panthers need to recover an onside kick, and they failed to do so as Pierre Thomas scores a touchdown to make it 17-3. Panthers seem mortal and Brees is injured. 0-2 Buccaneers at the 98 Vikings. These two teams used to be division rivals as Randall Cunningham gives the ball to Robert Smith. Whoop, whoop, as he goes up the middle avoiding tackles. Randall Cunningham with pressure in his face then throws it into the end zone to Randy Moss, his first touchdown of the season. And then Randall Cunningham throws another pass to the right side to Chris Carter, his Hall of Fame receiver. Randall Cunningham's not done as he rolls to the right, throws it to the middle to Randy Moss, and Randy Moss makes it into the end zone for his second touchdown. However, Gary Anderson's extra point would be blocked and it would be no good, 13-0. Brad Johnson would be sacked twice in a row by John Randall. Randall Cunningham, on the other hand, another Randall, whoop, whoop, he goes down the right side, avoiding tackles. Run, Randall, run, and they won't catch him today. Randall Cunningham making it into the end zone, the fast guy making it 20-0. Brad Johnson needs to get it started, throwing it twice over the middle to Keenan McCardell, and then once over the middle. Big catch by Mike ALSTOTT, the A-Train, making it into the end zone for the touchdown. The Buccaneers, they need to recover the onside kick, and they do. Brad Johnson takes advantage of this. The rocket catch by Keenan McCardell. He had a big game, and then he gets it over the middle on the skinny post. The score is 20-14. The Buccaneers need to recover the onside kick, and they do, but they aren't able to do anything with it as the Vikings finally make it off the schneid, and the Buccaneers fall to 1-2. Two perfect teams, the 72 Dolphins and the 68 Jets in the AFC East, but one would not stay perfect for long as Bill Baird would intercept Bob Greasy and George Sauer would catch a name-it touchdown. Bill Baird would not be done as he intercepts Bob Greasy once more as he runs down the sidelines, avoids tackles, and he won't be caught today. Touchdown 14-0. Bob Greasy would go over the middle to Howard Twilley. The drive would stall and Yepremian would knock in a field goal, 14-3. Larry Zonka up the left side, avoiding tackles as he makes it into Jets territory. Bob Greasy would throw it deep to Paul Warfield, his wide receiver. More for Larry Zonka, he would lead the Dolphins in rushing as he would avoid tackles, making it into Jets territory, and Mercury Morris would vulture off him with a touchdown. making it 17-14. The Dolphins take the lead. However, pressure in Namath's face as he passes a touchdown to Emerson Boozer. And then he would throw it down the middle to Pete Lamons. Matt Snell would finish it off with a direct snap for a touchdown, making it 28-17. Mercury Morris would return the ball, making it over the middle. He would avoid tackles, and would finish it off with his own touchdown to make it 28-24. With no onside kick recovery, the Dolphins lose, and Don Shula will have no bottles of champagne to pop with his team. 78 Steelers at 85 Bears, two teams I'd expect to see at the end of the year in the Tecmo Super Bowl. Two consecutive passes, one deep, one shallow from Jim McMahon to Ken Margerum. First two catches of the season, touchdown 7-0. Terry Bradshaw over the middle to Randy Grossman, but then he would be sacked by Dan Hampton, and Roy Jarrella would knock in a field goal to make it 7-3. Rocky Blyer, he would make it into the end zone for a touchdown, the short run up the middle to make it 10-7. However, Sidney Thornton, he would get the punt return and he would zip through defenders. He'd get tackled and it's a fumble recovered by Matt Suey. He'd rumble, he'd bumble, he'd stumble the backup running back into the end zone for the touchdown, 14-10. Lynn Swann, the graceful one, would get the Steelers into good territory. The double rocket catch by Lynn Swann and Franco Harris into the end zone for the touchdown. Would not be good for McMahon in the third quarter as he'd be sacked by Jack Lambert and Mean Joe Green on consecutive plays. And then on the third play, he would get safetied by Mike Wagner. And on a last-ditch effort, McMahon would get sacked again. He'd fumble, and the Steelers would win 19-14. They'd be 3-0. The Bears are 1-2 on a slip. 98 Broncos at the 90 Bills. No one circles the wagons quite like the Bills. John Elway, pressure in his face over the middle to Howard Griffith. He makes it into Bills territory, and then he takes the snap. He takes the direct run. Whoop, whoop. He dodges defenders. They don't have Terrell Davis in the game, but they don't need him. John Elway, he scores the first touchdown of the game, a rushing one. And then he has no pressure in his face, the jumping catch by Rod Smith, and he would make it into the end zone for the touchdown. Over the middle to Ed McCaffrey. John Elway, the drive would stall, and Jason Elam would knock in a field goal, 17-0. Then Derek Lowville, the backup running back, would take the handoff from John Elway. He would maneuver around, and then Rod Smith would make a contested catch, and Jason Elam would knock in yet another field goal. Jim Kelly needs to get things started. James Lofton over the middle, the Loftley pass to James Lofton. And then the play action pass. He throws it to old reliable Don BEEBE, makes it into the end zone, 20-7. The onside kick they need to recover, the Bills do. And then over to Keith McKellar, and then the handoff by Thermal makes it into the end zone. It's a one possession game. The Bills need to recover it, but they cannot. The Bills are 0-3. The Broncos are 2-1. Bitter division rivals, the 07 Giants at the 17 Eagles. Carson Wentz starts off early, giving the ball to Whoa Nelly as he avoids tackles, and Nelson Aguilar runs into the end zone for the touchdown. It's 7-0. Eli Manning, the play action fake, he throws deep to Plaxico Burress, diving catch, but he would be sacked twice. Fletcher laying down the Cox. And on the third play, third down, he'd throw it deep to a well-dressed Amani Toomer. Brandon Jacobs would finish it off with a touchdown. Jay Ajayi with the catch in the flats. He would avoid tackles by Giants defenders. He'd be running down the sideline. He would almost get tackled. Carson Wentz's second touchdown of the game. Jay Ajayi, he gets the touchdown. David Tyree with the catch, but Ronald Darby with the interception. James Butler would return it with another interception, making Carson Wentz pay. Well-dressed Amani Toomer, he would get the touchdown from Eli Manning. The score is tied. Carson Wentz would throw a contested catch to Alshon Jeffrey, but Michael Strahan, the sack leader, he would get the sack. Jay Ajayi later on in the fourth quarter, he would avoid tackles, he'd break tackles, he makes it in the end zone for the touchdown. Last ditch effort, Brandon Jacobs takes the handoff and he gets nothing. The Eagles win 24-14. Giants still have a very tough defense and fall to 1-2.
This is DJ with the 87 Browns at the 06 Colts. A struggling Bernie Kosar gets us started, throwing deep to Webster Slaughter, and then the dual tandem of Kevin Mack and Ernest Biner would finish off the drive, giving the Browns their first lead of the season. Peyton Manning, however, would counter with a deep pass to Joseph Live and Let a Die, and then to Wayne Stately Manor, and then a die would finish things off with a touchdown. Bernie Kosar had done slinging it as he would do so again to Webster Slaughter, and he wouldn't be caught today. First Bernie Kosar touchdown of the season. You can take him off the schneid. Peyton Manning, he's got wheels, going up the right side, getting into Browns territory, then a pass over the middle to his favorite target for a touchdown. Live and Let it Die. Scores 14-all. Live and Let a Die would get the Colts into Browns territory again, but Peyton Manning would get sacked by Hanford Dixon. However, Jared McNeil would get the return and would fumble. Recovered by Jeff Saturday to take a 7-point lead. It's Kosar's turn to put the wheels on and show Peyton how it's done as he throws to the post into the end zone. Reggie Foghorn
Langhorn.
Usually the team that gets the ball first wins. First pass to Slaughter would be successful, but instead of kicking the field goal there, Kosar throws a pick and the Colts need a field goal. And it was knocked in by Adam Vinatieri. The Colts edge off the Browns in a tough game. Hopefully Schottenheimer doesn't make a dumb decision next week and he should kick a field goal.
2016 Falcons at 91 Lions. Both of these teams need a win. Matt Ryan hands it off to the guy who's now running free, man. Run by Devontae Freeman, and he gets the handoff, the draw into the end zone from his quarterback. Into the end zone for the touchdown, 7-0. Eric Kramer, he throws it deep to his receiver, Herman Moore, to tie the game up. Matt Ryan with the give to Mohamed Sanu. And then the throw over the middle to Julio Jones. Julio, he gets his first touchdown of the season. Barry Sanders with a toss run to the left. The human highlight reel. And Eddie Murray, he gets a field goal to make it 14-10. Then the return by Mel Gray. It's a fumble. Recovered by Alex Mack. He bumbles into the end zone, making it a 2-possession game. Eric Kramer throws it deep to his receiver, Robert Clark, and they won't catch him today. He gets the touchdown. That makes the score a little bit closer. Eric Kramer to Barry Sanders. And then the give, the interception by you jumping in the pool, Brian is. And then the throw by Matt Ryan over the right side to Mohamed Sanu. He gets the post over the middle. 28-17, last-ditch effort. And Eric Kramer's intercepted, and the Falcons get their first win of the season. 2012 Texans at 04 Patriots. We'd start off with Arian Foster's freeze. He would weave around defenders, whoop, and he'd go up the sideline, and he would get tackled. Unfortunately, Arian would get injured. He would be replaced by James Casey. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Corey Dillon, he also weaves around defenders, making it deep into Texans territory. Brady, with pressure in his face, would throw it down the sideline, caught by David Givens, all the Givens he could get. Matt Schaub, he would follow it up, slinging it deep to his big receiver, Andre Johnson. Andre the Giant, his first reception of the season, would go for a touchdown. The score would be tied up 7-all. Tom Brady with the handoff to Corey Dillon down the left side. Whoop! A whoop and a he make it through. Breaking tackles. Best running back Tom Brady ever had. Matt Schaub, he would take the snap, the play action. He gets safetied in the end zone by Ted Johnson. At the end of the game, last-ditch effort. He'd throw it deep to Andre Johnson. He'd make it deep into Patriots territory. However, they would run out of time. The Patriots win 16-7. Patriots have a great defense. So do the Texans. The Patriots are 2-0. Texans 1-1.